Watching Arch Rival Roll, well, it's everybody's first time at Chaiftez. If this is your first time watching Arch Rival Roller Girls roller derby action, these two squads faced each other earlier in the season. Oh yes, oh yes. Whoa, that one a misfire there. When these two squads played each other earlier this season, it was a 4-point bout that went all the way down to the last jam. Let's hear the fans over on this side, on the 200 side. 103, 104, 105. Look out. That one went all the way out into the concourse area. Oh, great fans, get on your feet. Oh, my.
Come on, come on.
We're going to load and launch one another up here. Here we go. Go ahead and give it a big throw, Gorilla. There we go. Nicely done. Do we have one more? One more? Should we do one more? One more? One more? Not one more. And Archie, the M80, the mascot for the guest squad, comes on out here. Gorilla, this has been a fun night here so far tonight at the Chaiftez Arena, and we want to thank each and every one of you for making this dream a reality here tonight. Give yourself a round of applause for making this happen. Whether you're a long-time viewer of Arch Rival Roller Girls roller derby action, or if it's your first time ever here tonight, we thank you so much for being a part of what's a fantastic evening. Gorilla, no time to waste. No time to waste. Ladies and gentlemen, Gorilla, actually, I'm going to let you pump up the side this time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for a championship? I said, who's ready for a championship? I think they're ready for a championship. Roll the intros.
The visiting squad. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the M80s.
First, let's introduce the co-captain. She's whiskey in a teacup, wearing number 40K. This is Black Market Baby. The other co-captain wears the square root of 23, twisting your reality. She's Science Friction. Roll till you fall, then get up and do it again. Wearing number 74, Bare Knuckle Smack. Wearing number A10, break out the tear gas. It's Blue Ridge Riot. She wears the triple Z's. 1, 2, nightmares coming for you. This is Onion Nightmare. Don't get in her sights or it's click, click, boom. This is the Ginger Assassin. Third degree burns all over the place. Piss her off and she'll burn your face. This is Chemical Burn. Wearing number 618, one false move, feel my light. Dazed, crazed, distracted, expect stars. This is Madam Moonstruck. Wearing number 28, divided by 2. Bitches get stitches, may require stitches. She's meaner than your mom, wearing number 26. Munchausen by Foxy. You only play leapfrog with a Rhino once, wearing 530. This is Rhino Mite. She wears the jersey that says 50 feet. Prepare to be taken under the sea. Her aim is true, wearing number 45 RPM. This is Surrender. And for the M80s at 761 miles per hour, please take a moment of silence for the sound of violence. The bench coaches are Specs Offender and Jukebox Hero. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the M80s.
And the home team for our championship bout. Make some noise for the Stunt Devils. She will always give you a raw deal. She's 213 co-captain Jessica Steele. Here she comes to save the day. And 2, the co-captain Mighty Boston. Goddess of the Hunt, out making mortal enemies, number 43, Artemis mischief. No one is immune to this rage and contagion. BSL4 Biohazard Betty. She may look sweet, but she's rotten to the core. 2519 Dolly Rotten. She'll make you wish you were dead. 6FU Grave Danger. Duck and cover. It's U238 Hydrogen Bombshell. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. It's Mayor Francis Slayer. There is no end to her power. 111 Morgan Le Fatal. Her name is Shaggyver. Just give her a skate key, a bobby pin, and duct tape, and she can fix anything. 139 Shaggyver. Punishment served morning, noon, and night. 24 hours. South City Shiner. Rocking your world one hit at a time. 1981. Toe Stop. Believe in. When you absolutely positively must knock on every girl on the track, except no substitutes. 7.62 Vodka Knockers. Bench coaches tonight, the Saint and Stiff Thunders. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Stunt Doubles.
Oh, yes. We're ready to go. Fans at the Chaiftez Arena, are you ready to go for our championship bout tonight here for the Arch Rival Roller Girls?
Make some noise! Well, this is it, Grand Poobah. The night we've been waiting for, the bout we've been waiting for, in the venue we've been waiting for. The 2012 champion of the Arch Rival Roller Girls will be crowned here tonight at Chaiftez. And it's on.
It is on, and man, we've got a matchup to start things up here with Mighty Boston, Dawn and the Stars here for the ladies in purple. Those are the Stunt Doubles taking on Black Market Baby, and we're underway here in our championship bout here for the Arch Rival Roller Girls. So underway we go, a fresh 30 put up on the clock, and out to the front of the pack, it's Black Market Baby as your free jammer.
This is an incredible matchup of talent, of hitting, of physical play, of everything you might imagine. There is speed, there is violence to be had, there's blockers to be blocking. This is an incredible lineup. Folks, we are going to be in for an amazing night. Every point is going to count. Every jam is going to be important. You're going to have to hang on the edge of your seats, folks. This one's going to be a wild, wild event.
I tell you what, the last time these two squads faced against each other, it was back and forth all night long, and we even went beyond the expiration of the bout clock. We went into the jam clock, and it turned out to be a come-from-behind victory for the Stunt Devils. Quick 1-0 lead here for the M80s in our championship bout from Black Market Baby. So we will see how the Stunts can counter back very, very early on in this contest. They're going to put Morgan Le Fatal at the line, are the Stunt Devils. And she will be matched up against Senya Nightmare wearing the triple C's for the M80s. So a 1-0 lead here for the M80s to start things off in this championship bout.
The M80s are a fast and furious squad, Grand Poobah. They can put out up to 7 jammers with incredible skill. The Stunt Devils are more of a balanced team. They're going to probably run 3 or 4 jammers depending on how their things are going. So right now the physical play is going to be paramount. And it looks like lead jam for Morgan Le Fatal and the Stunt Devils.
So we'll see how the ladies in purple can counter back after being down by 1. But here comes India Nightmare with Morgan Le Fatal as your lead. Out from blocking, it's Mayor Francis Slayer. It's also looks like Art of Mischief out there for the ladies in purple. Meanwhile, Morgan Le Fatal trying to go around a tough wall, and she'll have to call off the jam. We'll get the official accumulation of points. Looks like she notched up 2, so a 2-0 run there for the purple squad. And that will make the score 2-1, 2 jams in to this championship bout.
Taking the jam line for the Stunt Devils is South City Shiner for her first jam of the night. She'll go up against Munchausen by Foxy. Munchausen by Foxy announced her retirement earlier, along with Enya Nightmare and a handful of other M80s. This team is really going to go out tonight and be much different. So they're going to try to win this one for all the girls that are ending their careers this evening at Chaiftez.
The thing to look at both these squads for, Gorilla, a lot of depth in jammer rotations. So we'll see How both these squads decide to set the cards on the table. To the front of the pack, it will be Munchausen by Foxy as your lead jammer for the M80s.
The M80s have such lateral movement and such closing speed. As a jammer gets their way through, they think they've got a hole, and teammates like the Siege and Science Friction can close that hole very quickly. The Stunt Devils are a little more physical, as you can see with a big hit by Grave Danger.
And taking her time and finally call off the jam. There's Munchausen by Foxy. And looks like we'll get the accumulation of the points here. Looks like
no points.
no points on that jam there. So a 0-0 stalemate keeps the score at 2-1, 3 jams into this contest. We kind of had a feeling that even though both these squads average about 140 points per bout, that it was going to be a defensive lockdown early on in this bout.
Well, it's really going to be an issue of which team blinks first, which team makes the big mistake, which team opens the big hole and allows the other one in. Very talented teams. We talk about this. It's going to be hard to score. Every point is going to be huge to get.
So it's Black Market Baby as your lead jammer here for the M80s. Matched up against Art of Mischief in her final bout here for the Art Tribal Roller Girls. And off we go. She gets through.
And the one thing you're seeing already in this bout, Grand Poobah, that you did not see in the first bout is that the other jammer that does not get lead jam is getting out. What the Smash Niches were doing so well against RSA was keeping their jammer held back. That puts pressure on the jammer to have to call the jam off before they get through.
Quick points notched up there by, looks like Black Market Baby, and that is a 4-point jam there for the M80s, who now regain the lead at the 5-2
That's a
M80s
blowout.
lead. Yes,
It's a blowout there.
that is.
And your Nightmare takes the jam line for the M80s against Mighty Mighty Boston for the Stunt Devils. We're going to find out if Mayor Frances Slayer will be in 100% of the jams this evening. She's been known to do that as a blocker.
So trying to break through here is Boston. Round turn 1, got one skater to beat though, and they do a nice job of recovery. And then your Nightmare to the front of the pack as your lead jammer.
Boy, there's an example of how fast the M80's blockers are. It looked like Mighty Mighty Boston was going to be free on the outside and tiptoe her way through to lead jam, but they closed and cut her off, and it was unable to get her way through.
So in your Nightmare here looking to collect some points here for the M80s. 3 points is the lead right now for the Firecrackers on quads. Mayor Frances Slayer sends her to the outside. There goes Grave Danger, but Nightmare sticks through. And she will notch up a grand slam here for the M80s.
And right now, the blockers in the back right now for the M80s, Science Friction and May Require Stitches are just giving Mighty Mighty Boston fits for the Stunt Devils. And she has not made it through her first pass yet.
And continuing on here, another 5 points collected here by Enya Nightmare. Looks to her bench coaches to see what she should do. And they said, keep the momentum going. So it's a 10-point jam so far here for Nightmare in the M80s.
And why not? Mighty Mighty Boston has just made it through for the first time. So excellent pack work right now for this jam for the M80s. Penalties becoming a factor for the Stunt Devils as they're down 2 blockers.
And as this jam expires, it'll be 10 points collected by Enya Nightmare, so that will extend the lead to 15-2 with 23-25 left to go here in the first half of play at our championship bout. Morgan O'Fatal will step up to the line here for the Stunt Devils, and she'll be matched up against Munchausen by Foxy of the M80s. A Baker's Dozen lead is the lead for the girls in red, but very, very early on in this contest. I got a feeling that the Stunt Devils are not going to take this lead lightly. And we're underway with action here with O'Fatal and Foxy. Both teams slowing down the pace a little bit. Now we'll notch it up a little bit as Foxy trying to get through. O'Fatal takes a tumble, gets back up on her quads. And out into the front of the pack, it will be Munchausen by Foxy as your lead jammer.
Nice job again for the M80s getting lead jam, showing their ability to get through and put pressure on the opposition. Penalties, though, a big factor for both teams right now. Both teams only have 2 blockers out there, so it's kind of an open skate. And looks like 3 points put on the board by Munchausen by Foxy and the M80s.
So far, so good for the ladies in red here so far in our first 7.5 minutes of play in our championship bout. But we got a long way to go before this evening finishes up. South City China will be at the line for the Stunt Devils, and it's Black Market Baby for the M80s. 16 points the lead now for the M80s. And taking a look at intangibles, it is a bit of a deficit for both squads as they lost a bunch of blockers out there. We'll keep a close look at the penalty box as well and keep you up to date. Meanwhile, it is a quad sprint to the front for Black Market Baby, who's your lead jammer.
We got a very close jammer-on-jammer action here. An attempt by the M80s to play a little Eat the Baby. That's where they stop the jammer and have her reabsorbed by the rest of her pack. Does not go well, and Stitches is called off for Major.
Well, looks to be full pack out there now for the Stunt Devils. Those two skaters down are the M80s. And Black Market Baby calls this one off wisely with 21:10 left to go. And a 2-point score there for Black Market Baby extends the lead to 20-2. Want to say hello to one of the three sponsors here of the Arch Rival Roller Girls here in 2010, and that's the Lockton Company, the world's largest privately owned independent insurance broker with more than 3,800 associates. Lockton delivers seamless service to companies of all sizes as well to individual clients. Named one of St. Louis's top 50 companies by the St. Louis Regional Chamber and Growth Association for multiple years. Their mission is to be the worldwide value and service leader in insurance brokerage, employee benefits, and risk management. For more information, check out the website, lockton.com. Back underway, an 18-point lead here for the M80s, and it's going to be Enya Nightmare as your lead.
Boy, I tell you what, that was a major coup by the M80s. They had 2 blockers out there against 4 blockers for the Stunt Devils, and they were unable to get their jammer through for lead jam. It's those kind of moments, Grand Poobah, in this bout that will make the difference. That had to be a moment for the Stunt Devils they're going to regret.
So now with Nightmare on turn 4, gets to the straightaway, and she'll call it off. 20:05 left to go here in our championship bout, and it looks like it was 4 points notched up there by Nightmare, so that extends the lead to 24-2.
It's been pack work again. We talked about it, very even to start. The first 3 or 4 jams, both sides were very tight. Since then, the M80s have really been able to dictate the action in the packs, getting the offense when they need it, getting the defense when they need it, and it's started this 22-point lead right here.
Mighty Boston dons the star here for the Stunt Devils, matched up against Munchausen by Foxy of the M80s. And no, it looks like a power jam now here for the M80s as Mighty Boston's going to be sent to the sin bin. Now it's going to be up to the blocking schematic. Here are the Stunt Devils.
And that was not what the not what the Stunt Devils wanted to see. For a second there, it looked like a lead jam was coming their way, but instead, Munchausen by Foxy gets lead jam for the M80s.
So the ladies in red, the blockers, it looks like it's surrender, may require Stitches, the sound of violence. Looking to help out. Munchausen by Foxy sent to the outside. She'll have to recycle to go to the back of the pack. Whoa, big collision there on the straightaway, and wow, all the way through for the big grand slam. There is Munchausen by Foxy.
But the lead's going to blossom a little bit more here. This power jam was not the momentum shift the Stunt Devils wanted to see. The Stunt Devils are normally a very unflappable, very steady group of girls. And at this point, they are just kind of seeming like they're out of sorts a little bit here, Grand Poobah.
And they made it look easy on this jam here, and it looks like more penalties being assessed here to the Stunt Devils as Jessica Steele will have to take a seat. Meanwhile, 5 more notched up there by Munchausen by Foxy. This has been a 15-point jam so far for the sophomore here of the Arch Rival Roller Girls. She's getting a lot of help out there, and now it's a full pack for the ladies in red.
The ladies in red have definitely turned it around. Just 2 jams ago, they had 2 in the penalty box, and Enya Nightmare went to the jam line, and it looked like they were going to be on they're in trouble. But Munchausen by Foxy answers with an 18-point jam, and the lead like that has gone to 40, Grand Poobah. What an amazing opening 13 minutes or so, or 12 minutes or so by the M80s, and a timeout by the Stunt Devils.
Yes, wisely called here. You don't want to get things too far out of hand. Fans, don't forget, coming up after tonight's bouts, you can join us for the official ARG post-bout after party, and that's taking place at the Firebird. It's located on Olive Street, right down a hop, skip, and a jump away from us. All you got to do is bring in your ticket stub, and you get in absolutely free to the post-bout after party. Join us down there on Olive Boulevard. Check out your program tonight for information on how to get to the post-bout after party. Also want to say hello to the fine folks at TRX Tattoos. They offer custom tattoos and piercings. Visit them at their studio at 3211 South Grand in St. Louis. They pride themselves on offering you what you want in an atmosphere that'll make you want to come back again. They also have gift certificates available for any time of the year, celebrating its 20th anniversary of piercings in 2012. That's TRX Tattoos on South Grand.
Taking the line for the Stunt Devils is Morgan the Fatal against Black Market Baby for the M80s. Morgan the Fatal is the only person for the Stunt Devils to put points on the board. So perhaps you can do so again, but Black Market Baby gets lead jam for the M80s. And the onslaught continues, Grand Poobah, as Morgan the Fatal is still unable to make it through. And that's a grand slam for the Firecrackers.
And a rough way to go here for the Stunts after taking that time out, trying to slow things down here. But the M80s have come popping out here with a quick strike here. Fresh off that timeout as Black Market Baby trying to get around Mayor Francis Layer, and does, and she'll call off the jam by notching another 4. And that will extend the lead now off of that 9-point tally there by Black Market Baby to extend the lead to 51-2.
Not much going the way of the Stunt Devils right now, Grand Poobah. It's hard to see the silver lining. The good news, though, we will say, is that there's tons of time.
Yep.
You got to fight your way back. We saw the Rebel Skate Alliance go on a nice run in the first half against the Smash Nieces when they were down big. The Stunt Devils are more than prepared to do so. They're a little under the gun, though, as right now there's only one blocker in the form of Graham Danger out there to help out South City Shiner.
So in your nightmare here will be our lead jammer here for the M80s. And the Stunt Devils continue to be plagued by penalty problems here as there's a pair of blockers sitting in the sin bin. So it's down to 3 here for the ladies in purple. Meanwhile, Nightmare here matched up against South City Shiner. A Nightmare throw for big 4 points, and she'll call the jam off. 16:05 left to go here in the first half of play. Fans, don't forget, arch rival Roller Girls Roller Derby action coming at you again next weekend at Midwest Sport Hockey at Queenie Park in Baldwin, Missouri. All-star action with the ARC All-Stars number 6 in the North Central region, taking on number 13 Bleeding Heartland out of Bloomington, Indiana. And it's also B-Team squad with the St. Lunatics taking on the Code Blue Assassins from Bleeding Heartland. Get your tickets on sale right now at archrivalrollergirls.com. Purchase them online in advance and save $3 off the cost of admission. Back underway with action. It's Mighty Mighty Boston for the Stunt Devils. Taking on, it looks like it is Munchausen by Foxy. Here are the M80s. 53 points the lead, but we can see how leads can be raced away in a short amount of time. If you think about it, 15 points posted or 50 points posted in the first half. In the latter stretches of the first half of play, they're going to race that lead all together because the Stunts can explode with firepower. And yeah, let's watch this one closely as Mighty Mighty Boston will be our lead jammer here for the Stunt Devils.
A little bit of positive energy going the way of the Stunt Devils. They have a chance to put some points on the board for the first time in forever. And Mighty Mighty Boston makes a nice move and gets 4 points on the board and erases that deuce. So that's what you got to start doing, Grand Poobah. You got to start having positive jams go your way. String together 3 or 4 of those, and the score starts to look a little more manageable.
That was a 54-1 run there for the M80s in our first half of play. 55-6 a lead after that 4-point strike there by Mighty Mighty Boston. So they're going to try to chip away at this lead here. They're going to send up to the line Morgan the Fatal, taking on Black Market Baby of the M80s. And back underway, 14-10 left to go in the first half.
Difficult sledding for both sides there, Grand Poobah. The very physical play out there. Chance for the Stunt Devils to get lead jam. We'll see. Yes, Morgan the Fatal is lead jammer.
So back-to-back lead jams here for the Stunt Devils, and it had been LaFato the last one to get lead jam very early on in this contest here. So now the Stunt Devils trying to roll a little bit of momentum their way and trying to capitalize on some numbers as well. As LaFato tries to get around Rhino Mike, and she will, looks like
Morgan the Fatal
she will get sent off.
Yeah, she tried to call that one off, Grand Poobah, but she was called for a back block, so this is going to be a power jam for the M80s and Black Market Baby.
That's a tough one to take there if you are the Stunt Devils. So it's going to be up to the blocking schematic, Mayor Francis Slayer, Toe Stop, Believe in Art of Mischief, and Hydrogen Bombshell until she has to take a seat in the penalty box. So the Stunt's down to 3 blockers. Meanwhile, the M80 is going to get a little bit of added help here. It's a full strength for the ladies in red as Black Market Baby working to the straightaway and around for 5 points for the M80s.
So far, it looks like she's got 10 points on the board. 2 grand slams for Black Market Baby. Things look like they were going very well for the Stunt Devils. And another grand slam for the M80s.
Continuing on is Black Market Baby looking to extend the 64-point lead on the straightaway. She met a big purple wall there, now trying to find some room around outside turn 1. And it looks like she will get through. We'll
Wait
get
for
the official
penalties.
call here.
That was a grand slam. 5-point pass for Black Market Baby.
And the jam will come to its conclusion. A 20-point jam there for Black Market Baby. Extends the lead to 75, and 2 points was collected there by the Stunt Devils and La Fatal. So just when it looked like momentum was coming the way there of the Stunt Devils, penalty is heard again, and so they sent their jammer to the box, and it turned out to be a 20-point strike there for the M80s, who now have built up a 67-point lead. 11:40 left to go here in the first half of play. Enya Nightmare out there for the M80s. Nice job threading the needle there, and she's going to be your lead jammer.
The dominance of the M80s continues. Enya Nightmare comes in and gets lead jam. She is playing with a little extra fire in her belly this evening. This will be her last opportunity to ever play as an M80, and she is going to make her mark, try to win her team a championship here at Chaiftez.
So Nightmare gets out to the front and collects another 4, and we'll give her a whole bushel of points as she goes to the day window. And that'll be 4 points there for Enya Nightmare to extend the lead to 79-8.
I'm sad to deliver the news that the St. Louis Blues have fallen to the Los Angeles Kings 3-1. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yep. Well, we'll be back in action on Monday night here in St. Louis, so we'll try to cheer the locals on to victory and try to even out that best-of-7 series at 1 game apiece.
Mighty Mighty Boston out there right now for the Stunt Devils against Munchausen by Foxy for the M80s. Mighty Mighty Boston trying to get a spark for her team, and she gets lead jam for the Stunt Devils.
So here comes Boston trying to get things going offensively here for the ladies in purple. Got grave danger also, Dethica still to help her out, and Boston gets through for 5 points for the Stunt Devils.
And nice grand slam for the Stunts.
So here's what you want if you're Purple Power to just notch up points left and right and looking for another grand slam. And she will get it. Mighty Mighty Boston comes through. 10 points so far on this jam.
Well, like a lightning bolt, Mighty Mighty Boston comes out and jams her team. 2 grand slams. Once again, you got to credit the blockers for the Stunt Devils. Munchausen by Foxy has not made it through for her initial pass. These are all points being put on the board for the Stunt Devils. And another pass. This one's 4 points. So 14 points for the Stunt Devils.
And this one's gotten interesting all of a sudden, Gorilla, after that. Big strike there by Mighty Mighty Boston, the co-captain, and whittles the lead down to 79-22. Fans, don't forget, coming up later on tonight, it's a chance for you to get your autographs, free autographs from your favorite arch rival roller girls. Just look for us out by the merchandise table. As you stop out, also pick up a little bit of arch swag. We've got posters for the skaters to sign, or you can bring your bout program there. So just look for us immediately after our bouts here tonight and get a souvenir to take home from the arch rival roller girls. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, we have a special routine from the arch rival roller girl cheerleaders, getting the fans pumped up out here at Chaiftez Arena. A big lunch and a nice catch there by the man with the hat there in section 106.
As we return to action, Art of Mischief will take the jam line for the Stunt Devils against Black Market Baby for the M80s.
Nice little run here for the Stunt Devils in our last 3 jams, notching up a 24-4 run here. So plenty of time here to make things happen. And our Bishop's going to have the star for the Stunt Devils. And it looks like as lead jammer, it's going to be Black Market Baby here for the M80s.
Black Market Baby comes out and gets lead jam for the M80s. She is a very, very dangerous two-way player. Art of Mischief, another two-way player trying to get through, trying to put some pressure on the blockers of the M80s and get through for her first pass.
So
and that's a grand slam for Black Market Baby.
So looking to keep this momentum rolling here for the Firecrackers here deep in the first half of play. Black Market Baby with 5 points so far in this jam. Looking to add on more. Looking to get help from Mayor Choir Stitches. Also out there is Science Friction, the co-captain. And a host of others, including the Siege, still laying things down defensively. Surrender also out there. Now the pace will slow down a little bit. And it looks like Black Market Baby will get on through. 4 more collected there by Black Market Baby, so it's been a 9-point jam here so far for the co-captain for the ladies in red.
Excellent job by the M80s blockers right now. They are giving Art of Mischief fits. She's unable to make it through for her first pass. Just as soon as she's free for a second, she gets held up again on another grand slam pass for Black Market Baby. So after that timeout, Grand Poobah, they came out firing strong, did the M80s.
So going deep into this jam here, just a few seconds left here. She's looking to notch up more, and she does with another 5-point score there by Black Market Baby, who's looking to bust triple digits here very early on in this contest. Now some blockers coming back to help out as they'll be at full strength with Mayor Francis Layer, also Deathica Steele. Meanwhile, this jam continues on for Black Market Baby, looking to notch up a few more and send a statement here in our first place bout for the M80s.
Yes, this is quite a statement jam right now, an even strength jam. And it looks like Black Market Baby put up possibly 24 points on that jam, Grand Poobah. So what an incredible, if you're a fan of the M80s, I mean, you need to probably make a little noise. If you love the girls in red, you need to celebrate this moment because they are doing very, very well.
So the smash is up now by 81 points. It's going to be Enya Nightmare donning the star for the ladies in red. And it's going to be 24 hours South City Shiner donning the purple star for the Stunt Devils. And back underway, 6:20 left to go here in our first half. Enya Nightmare is going to be your lead jammer here for the M80s.
Another lead jam for Enya Nightmare, another lead jam for the M80s. They took a timeout after kind of going on a little bit of a slide there, letting the Stunt Devils back into this one for a second. They've closed that door and are trying to continue to mount up this very large lead. And your Nightmare puts 3 points on the board, which will increase the lead with just under 6 minutes left. Hope you fans are looking forward to our halftime cheerleader extravaganza. Got an incredible routine the ladies are going to put on for everybody. And then we'll finish this one up and sadly have to say it, we'll put it to bed here at Chaiftez.
Yes, we will miss this place, even though it's our first time here.
Right.
This has been incredible for our Tribal Roller Girls Day here in the city of St. Louis. It is Mighty Mighty Boston donning the star for the Stunt Devils, matched up against Munchausen by Foxy in the M80s. And in the front, it's going to be Mighty Mighty Boston as your lead jammer for the Stunt Devils.
Mighty Mighty Boston leads her team with looks like 18 points at this time, so she has been the best jammer so far for her squad, without a doubt.
Taking a tumble there, and she'll have to call it off, and that's unfortunate because she was off to the races there. So it looks like she did collect a couple of points in the process, so a 2-point score there for Mighty Mighty Boston. Want to say hello to one of the great sponsors of the Arch Tribal Roller Girls, and that's Rankin Technical College. They've served the St. Louis region by providing skilled labor through hands-on state-of-the-art training in a variety of technical disciplines. Rankin prepares students for successful careers in their chosen technical fields by placing emphasis on technical training, general education, and professionalism. The college offers both associate's and bachelor's degrees, and 98% of the students have jobs in their chosen fields with 6 months of graduation. To find out if you're Rankin material, check out the website rankin.edu. Back underway with 4:20 left here in the first half of play. And here for the Stunt Devils, it looks like it's Morgan LaFadel donning the star. And it looks like to the front of the pack, it's Enya Nightmare as your lead jammer.
Enya Nightmare has come out, and she has not put up a ton of points, but she's been very solid, showing her veteran presence, gets lead jams, gets points, calls the jam off. It's exactly what the M80s need to prevent any more runs from taking place. Puts 3 points on the board once again. Very solid effort.
A 3-point tally there. Looks like 2 was collected there. I'm sorry, it was 0 points collected there by Enya Nightmare. So, stands a lead of 109-25. 3.5 minutes now for the M80s. You just want to kind of close the door scoring-wise on the Stunt Devils here in the first half of play. And kind of send a message heading into the locker rooms. Hey, we've owned you on this turf here tonight. Expect the same in the second half. But we'll see how the Stunt Devils can counter. They have South City Shiner at the line. Lined up against Black Market Baby of the M80s. And we're back underway. A lot of activity going on in round 1 and 2. Nice job there by South City Shiners, their lead for the Stunt Devils.
Stunt Devils want to put some scoring jams on the board before the end of this half. This is a chance for South City Shiner to do so. They're not going to look at the scoreboard. They're just going to look at each individual jam as an opportunity to move forward and score. And that's a 5-point pass for South City Shiner.
Well, you know the kind of competitor she is. She's not going to slow this one down at all. She's going to keep this one rolling here for the Stunt Devils. Got to start collecting points here in the latter stretches of the first half of play. And Shiner got a few, and she's going to get on through. And she's got 4 points, and she'll call it off. So a 9-point strike there by South City Shiner. Nicely done to cut into this gap at 109-34.
They want to do that a couple more times if possible here to end the first half. They'll have a lot to talk about at halftime. Looks like there'll be a timeout by the M80s.
And while we have this timeout taken, and that's the M80's first timeout, they got 2 left over here. In the first half of play, I want to say hello to another fine sponsor here of the Arch Rival Roller Girls, and that's the folks at Rockstar Skates. They're a Derby-owned and operated skate shop located at 5400 Magnolia on the Hill in St. Louis with skates, pads, helmets, laces, gift certificates available for any time of the year, as well as kid skates. For the future roller girl in your family, shop online at rockstarskates.com. Bring out your inner rock star at Rockstar Skates. And back underway with action with Munchausen by Foxy donning the star for the M80s. Matched up against Art of Mischief of the Stunt Devils.
Art of Mischief trying to get her way through. She's still at the back of the pack, though. Makes a move and gets lead jam for the Stunt Devils. So that's back-to-back lead jams for the Stunt Devils, Grand Poobah, as they try to end this half on a positive note and cut into this large M80 lead.
And trying to capitalize on numbers as well as a pair of blockers goes into the sin bin as well. So now, here comes Art of Mischief, notching an additional 2 here. So now a prime opportunity for the Stunts. They capitalize as Art of Mischief was able to collect. We'll get the official tally here. 4 and 4. Looks like it was an 8-point jam there. And that's going to whittle away at the deficit even more. So scoreboard reads 109 for the M80s. And we'll get the official confirmation. Looks like 4 points there for Art of Mischief. 109-38.
I think that the Stunt Devils would like to score on this jam as well. And if this is the last jam, they could go into the halftime with lead jam and scoring jams on their last 3 jams. A lot to talk about at halftime, a lot to adjust to. We'll see how that goes. Not many blockers out there, Grand Poobah.
Yes. So those noble-looking gentlemen sitting here trackside watches Mighty Boston as your lead jammer.
Science Friction out there for her first jam of the night for the M80s. Only 2 blockers for each side, so it's open skate night. Find someone to skate with. Nice job of Mighty Boston.
She got 3 out of that jam. More importantly, M80s for them did not get any, so that whittles away at the lead. That shows 109 to 41. Looks like Stunt Devils will take a timeout. We'll get the official call.
They'd like to continue the momentum. They've had scoring jams their last 3 jams. This would be a chance to have a scoring jam on their last 4 jams. And they would get very close to that 50-point barrier. That's kind of a mental hurdle with 100 points on the board against you. Looks like South City Shiner will take the star against Black Market Baby. And limited amount of packs out there with penalties being a factor for both sides.
And just to let you know, to update you, that was an official's timeout to check out the scoring there. So it does not look like either team will be charged with the timeout. So with 19.2 seconds remaining on the period clock and a fresh 2 minutes on the jam clock, we will see.
Black Market Baby was very excited to,
yes.
to jam there.
And now it looks like the pack will finally allow the jammers to come free as they're sprung from the line. And so we watch the period clock. And to the front of the pack, it's South City Shiner as your lead jammer. So now a chance for the ladies in purple to post some points with no clock expiring here. So if you're a Stunt Devils fan, you want to make some noise to cheer on your squad. And look out, Pendles, he's being assessed in a power jam now for the Stunt Devils. And look out, this one could be interesting. As South City Shiner has 5. Power jam here for the Stunts.
This is very reminiscent of how the bout ended against these 2 teams with a strange power jam situation. And the Stunt Devils have already put 5 points on the board.
What a wedge here by Shiner, and she gets 2 for another 5. Jam clock showing 54 seconds and counting. So still plenty of time here for South City Shiner. Her blockers, whoa, a lot of movement there. And Shiner now has to try to beat. They require Stitch's Dynamite through for another 5.
What a dramatic turn of events here to end the first half. As so far, the South City Shiners put 15 points on the board in this power jam situation with time off the clock. It ends when South City Shiner wants it to end.
And here's South City Shiners collecting more points. 15 seconds left to go here on the jam clock. Looking to add a few more. Big collision on the straightaway there. A lot of bodies going and tumbling there as South City Shiner and the Stunt Devils trying to post a few more before this jam clock expires. And that will do it. Looks like she got an additional 1 point. 4 points collected by Black Market Baby. But wow, what a way to end the first half of play. And the Stunt Devils are right back into this one after a 20-point jam there by South City Shiner to end the first half of play. Your halftime score will be the Stunt Devils 113 and 61 for the M80s. Or I'm sorry, for the Stunt Devils.
Something like that.
Something like that. Halftime here at Chaiftez Arena that sees the Stunt Devils in a 52-point deficit. But boy, they made a hard charge to finish out the first half of play, and they are within striking distance. So a solid job there by South City Shiner, capitalizing on the penalties, and that's what this bout has been about so far, is capitalizing on penalties. We saw that in our first bout here. And as we have ourselves halftime at the Chaiftez Arena, we will clear off the track. And now, for your halftime entertainment, we're going to have ourselves a performance from the arch rival roller girl cheerleaders. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the arch rival roller girl cheerleaders. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Archie. It's either too short or too long, ladies. We got to find a happy medium there. It's our first time trying this, though. Make some noise for some free swag here at Chaiftez Arena. Here we go. Whoa. How many more we got? We still got plenty to give away to these fine folks here at Chaiftez Arena. Make some noise. Here we go. Whoa. Section 204 is very, very happy up there. Wait. Before you hold, hang on. Make some noise if you want to get this in your direction. Here we go. Yes, right at you, my friend. Now, which way? Over here? Over here? 106, 107? 105, you got to make a little more noise if you want to hear that. I should get out of the way of that. Knock my boonie hat right off there. Over here, the fine folks in 110. 110, make some noise. We're going to fire that baby and launch some free swag. Whoa! It's all right. It's all right. Here we go, launching it up one more time. And here we go. Nice job with the catch. This has been a really rowdy group here. Really rowdy group here tonight in sections 114, 113, 115. Here we go. Gonna launch up another one right here. Whoa. Nicely done. Nice catch. How are we looking on the swag? How many more we got? We got a couple of more there. We got to have some people make some noise, though, if we're going to launch something their direction. Here we go. And here, lined up with a shot there. How many more we got left? Is this the last one? Is this the last one? If you want this one, folks, you got to make some noise here at Chaiftez Arena. How about this side? How about this side? I got to ask this gang over here. How about you guys? I don't want to deny you folks up here some free swag is. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, here we go. And a line shot. Oh, that's 3 points right there off the noggin. I'm sorry, sir. The arch rival roller girls are not responsible for accidents here tonight at the Chaiftez Arena. Fans, thank you very much. Hey, I better get out of the way because we're ready to go for the second half of action here in your championship bout. Make some noise, Chaiftez Arena, for the arch rival roller girls.
And we are the 30 minutes away from crowning a champion for the 2012 season. Right now, the M80s have a 113-61 lead. Mighty Mighty Boston will take the jam line. It looks like it'll be a power jam to start for the Stunt Devils, just like they ended the first half. And lead jam for Mighty Mighty Boston. So, Grand Poobah, we saw an incredible run there by South City Shiner to end the first half and make this one a lot more interesting than it was looking to be. And the Stunt Devils are starting this half with a, oh no, with nada.
Well, that changes the complexion now as sprung from the box. It is going to be Black Market Baby here as we get underway here in the second half of play. A big collision, and that's going to result in, yep, Black Market Baby is going to have to take a seat as well.
It's been musical chairs here for the Jammers. It looked like we were going to have a 5-point Grand Slam pass for Mighty Mighty Boston, but she went out for a penalty, and she sat down, and now the blockers are enjoying a casual rest while they wait for a jammer of either team to be released.
So now Mighty Mighty Boston will re-enter play, and we'll get things back underway once again. So a small power jam situation for Boston. Trying to get around Rhino Might may require stitches. This siege, science friction. And you can see that's a lot of veteran leadership out there trying to slow down the speedy Boston.
Stunt Devils are trying to get the pace a little bit going faster to let Mighty Mighty Boston get through. The Stunt Devils are hoping that she can be released here, and she does, finally. For all that work, a 4-point pass.
It wasn't pretty, but it was effective as she finally got through there. And still plenty of time left here on the jam clock, 10 seconds now, as Boston trying to thread the needle, trying to get around Mike, trying to get around Stitches, outside, whoa, my!
Looks like a big hit there by may require Stitches to slow down Mighty Mighty Boston and prevent her from getting free and getting those points that she was desperate to get.
So when the dust had settled, it is going to be an 8-point score there for Mighty Mighty Boston. So an 8-0 run there for the ladies in purple there to start our second half of play.
It was a very hectic jam, Grand Poobah, but the Stunt Devils got what they wanted. They got 8 points on the board, and they're cutting into that lead. And I tell you what, we're kind of developing something here. If the Stunt Devils can continue this momentum, they could come right back into this one and get up to that magical 100-point barrier.
So out there now for the Stunt Devils and for the M80s, and it will be Munchausen by Foxy as your lead jammer for the M80s. Going out there against Morgan LaFatal of the Stunt Devils. 113-69 your lead. As you can hear, Sparkle Motion.
Yes, Sparkle Motion was distracting me from Derby, actually. But Munchausen by Foxy gets lead jam for the M80s. Morgan LaFatal's trying to get out of there. May require Stitches is relentless so far in the second half. She has been knocking girls left and right and keeping those jammers on their toes.
So continuing on in this jam here with a 113-69 lead here for the M80s. And Munchausen by Foxy gets through for another 5 points.
So the M80s are finally able to stop the onslaught. The onslaught started in the end of the first half. The Stunt Devils had 4 scoring jams in a row to end the half, including a monster 20-point jam to end the first half. Started off the second half as well, but finally they end the madness, and they are really punishing Morgan the Fatal on this jam, Grand Poobah.
So Munchausen by Foxy gets through, gets 4 points there for the M80s. Extends this lead even a little bit further here. Here comes Morgan the Fatal, trying to get around May requires stitches, does so. Meanwhile, this jam continues with 25 seconds left to go on the jam clock. More penalties being assessed there in turn number 2. But Foxy here trying to make a statement early on in the second half of play to capitalize here on a few mistakes and open the lead here for the M80s.
You had a feeling the M80s were going to try to end this run, and they've done a good job on this jam. So far, Munchausen by Foxy has 9 points, make that 11. So that turns into an 11-point jam for the M80s. And they stopped the bleeding after that major run that the Stunt Devils went on. The Stunt Devils are looking to have to regroup here. They've got themselves 4 pack members out there, no penalties for them. South City Shiner will take the jam line for the Stunt Devils against Black Market Baby. This one definitely got a little more interesting here in the last handful of jams.
11-8 run here for the M80s to start things out here in the second half of play. Out there is Black Market Baby for the M80s. And she is matched up against South City Shiner of the Stunt Devils. Now trying to get around Mayor Francis Slayer, slows down Black Market Baby. Meanwhile, a penalty is being assessed here to Rhino Might. In the process, though, as your league jammer, it will be Black Market Baby of the M80s.
It really has been tough sledding for the jammers in the second half for the Stunt Devils. The Stunt Devils have had to take advantage of penalties. Even up, it's not been as easy for them. Right now, there are a full complement of blockers out there for the Stunt Devils, and only a handful of blockers out there for the M80s.
So continuing on this jam here, as this one will come to a conclusion with under 24 minutes left to go in regulation. More points collected there by the M80s. They got 3, and it looks like it was 3 as well for the Stunt Devils. Fans, want to tell you about a special thing coming up. Miss Pinup St. Louis is running a national pinup pageant, and she needs the support from the ARG fans. To vote for her in the online voting portion of the contest, needs as many online votes as possible. Just vote for Miss Pinup St. Louis at the following website, inkandiron.com/view vote. Be sure to find her name before clicking on your vote. You can find her ad and how you can vote for Miss Pinup St. Louis in tonight's program. So go on out and support our very own lovely St. Louis Pinup, Miss Pinup St. Louis.
Looking at the packs right now, both teams are down 2 blockers, so it's going to be an open skate. A lot of lanes to work with. Art of Mischief against Enya Nightmare. Art of Mischief for the Stunt Devils. Enya Nightmare out there for the M80s. Interesting to see what Biohazard Betty and Jessica Steele can do against May Require Stitches and Science Friction. Science Friction lays out Biohazard Betty as both sides are jockeying for position before they cross that all-important line to start the jam.
Now trying to kill the penalty clock a little bit. Now the jammers are finally sprung free. Within your Nightmare of the M80s, Art of Mischief of the Stunt Devils. Nightmare takes a tumble in turn number 2. Art of Mischief trying to get through as well, and it will be. And your Nightmare is your lead jammer for the M80s.
And your Nightmare is a very physical jammer, Grand Poobah. She can take a lot of hits. And Jessica Steele and Biohazard Betty did all they could to try to slow her down, but to no avail. That's a grand slam for Enya Nightmare. And it looks to be a power jam for the M80s, Grand Poobah. So just when something was going a little bit better for the Stunt Devils overall, Enya Nightmare will go out on the power jam. And you know what? With no blockers, this one could get ugly.
Absolutely. Now we got a whole bunch of new players coming back into this contest here after sitting in the sin bin. Meanwhile, Enya Nightmare does a nice job staying on her quads, gets knocked down by Mayor Francis Slayer in the straightaway. But continuing on this 10-point jam here for the Firecrackers in red, and gets through for another Grand Slam. 15 so far for Enya Nightmare.
Well, this is definitely a pivotal moment in this bout because we saw a lot of effort by the Stunt Devils to get back into this one, trying to claw their way back within striking distance. This power jam could be the difference that we talk about going forward. The momentum has clearly shifted back to the ladies in red. Good job with the blockers, though, of the Stunt Devils, not giving this one up by any stretch of the imagination. Forcing the M80s to have to come off of the defense, play a little more offense for their jammer.
And this jam will come to a conclusion. 21-20 left here in regulation, and that turned out to be an 18-point strike there for Enya Nightmare to extend the lead to 145-72. Want to say hello to one of the fine sponsors here of the arch rival Roller Girls. Hey, you looking for a delicious and healthy way to end your night? We'll go and visit Froyo after the game. Out in West County, they're located at 14168 Manchester Road. They're open until midnight tonight. If you mention ARG, you'll get 20% off your bill. Can't make it tonight? Want to go visit them tomorrow? You'll get 15% off your order when you mention ARG. Once again, that's at 14169 Manchester Road. That's Froyo.
I could use a little Froyo right now, Grand Poobah.
That would be
Or
wonderful.
either that or a Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Oh, wait, I've got one, actually.
That's right. What do you have? It's the only beer worthy of the Blue Ribbon, a classic premium lager. There's no finer way to drink. Derby fans want to beat that thirst. Well, every last drop is as good as the first. Just check out the website, PabstBlueRibbon.com, for local events featuring the unmistakable taste and style of a one-of-a-kind lager. What do you have? It's Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
You can see the heated rivalry right now on display between Black Market Baby and Mighty Mighty Boston as they have a do-si-do off. Very heated do-si-do off, the two jammers on the jam line.
And so, with the clock continuing to run now, showing 20 minutes left here in regulation. Also want to say quick shout out to the fine folks at Halfway House, located at 7900 Michigan. They're filling the need for live local music in South Carondelet. They have local microbrews, craft beer, and a few good selections of wine by the bottle and by the glass. In addition to staple brews, they feature live music Tuesday through Saturday. They're celebrating 1 year in operation. That's the Halfway House at 7900 Michigan.
And Black Market Baby's able to blast her way through the outside to get lead jam for the M80s. So the M80s have responded to the run in a big way here, Grand Poobah. And they continue to extend the lead as Black Market Baby goes through uncontested for 4 points before she calls off the jam.
And don't forget, fans, coming up after tonight's doubleheader action, you can head on over to the Arch Rival Roller Girls merchandise table, where we will have skaters giving free autographs to the fine folks out here tonight at Chaiftez Arena. Also, you can pick up your ARG swag while you're there, t-shirts, also posters. That young man right there, I do believe, wants to have his own ARG swag here tonight. We thank the fans here tonight at Chaiftez Arena. All ages crowd, don't you know, here.
Forecloser, she was famous for a second there.
Yes, absolutely.
Enya Nightmare takes the jam line for the M80s against South City Shiner for the Stunt Devils. Stunt Devils are looking for something here. 18 and a half minutes left here in the bout, Grand Poobah. They need all the points they can get to try to eat their way back in this one and see if they can make a move before time runs off that clock.
So with the scoreboard reading 149-72, blocking schematic out there for the M80s, it may require stitches. It is also the Ginger Assassin, Science Friction. And it looks like we are going to have a race to the front, and it looks like it will not be Enya Nightmare as lead jammer, so this one's still wide open with South City Shriner trying to get to the front of the pack. No doing yet.
This would be a defensive lead jam decision by South City Shiner. If she gets lead jam, she will probably call it off, and she does. She had to break free to get that one over with before Enya Nightmare could put points on the board.
0-0 stalemate there on that jam there, and the climb continues to wind down with 17:25 left to go here in regulation. Mighty Boston will be at the line for the Stunt Devils, and it will be Munchausen by Foxy for the M80s.
Mighty Boston unofficially leads her team in points with 32, followed by South City Shiner with 32 as well. Excuse me, they're tied. I'm good at math.
So here we go with Boston and Foxy. The lead, 77 points for the M80s.
I think there's no question, Grand Poobah, that we were expecting a much closer affair for the championship, but the M80s have shown, and that's lead jam for Mighty Boston. The M80s have shown an ability to both block and jam quite effectively. They are a very, very talented team with a lot of skill up and down the roster, and they've shown it here tonight in the championship.
You can see it was not easy for Boston to break through the pack, but she did it oh so effectively here. And wow,
nice move.
5 points there for Mighty Boston here for the Stunt Devils.
So a nice positive jam for the Stunt Devils to try to cut into the lead. They are going to do the best they can to keep digging into that. There's plenty of time. They don't have to panic. Mighty Boston trying to grab a few points before she calls the jam off.
And right before she was able to call off the jam, she gets called for the back block. So
that was a very nice move by Science Friction. She slowed down and drew the major back block, from Mighty Boston to end that jam and the scoring potential for the Stunt Devils.
So Munchausen by Foxy now trying to post some points here for the M80s. A collision by blockers on the straightaway is going to let her through, and it's going to be 5 points as this jam finishes off. And the M80s just doing what they do and doing best, just charging along, posting points left and right, and now they're up 159-78.
Really, anytime the Stunt Devils do anything good and positive and scoring-wise, the M80s respond very quickly, and they put points on the board in bunches.
So midway through this second period of play, the M80s are going to have themselves a power jam situation starting off with Black Market Baby trying to bust through a very, very tight wall there. She will take a tumble. Well, it looks like a Stunt Devil took a tumble, and wow, how did she get through there, Gorilla? Black Market Baby is your lead jammer for the M80s. That was pretty much a rugby scrum trying to get through there. Puts on the brakes, and now trying to use some help from some blockers up front to try to get around turn number one.
And this could be the kiss of death by the M80s if they can put a lot of points up on the board here for this jam, Grand Poobah. I think time will be too much of a factor.
So now here with Black Market Baby midway through this first, or I should say second period of play. Looking to extend the lead now here for the M80s. She's going to continue on with another big scoring strike there. There is another 5 for Black Market Baby.
Another grand slam on the board for the M80s. They've done that a lot tonight. They've taken advantage of every single mistake the Stunt Devils have made, and they've done so in great fashion.
And this jam will come to its conclusion. 167 is what the scoreboard on the side of the M80s reads. 82 points after 5 points notched up there by the Stunt Devils. Fans want to tell you about great happenings coming up down the road for the arch rival Roller Girls as we say hello to our brand new sponsor. That's Harrah's Casino in Maryland Heights. Our All-Stars would like to announce that Harrah's Casino will become the official after-party destination for travel team action beginning next Saturday night. You don't have to wait until then to get the party started. Visit Harrah's Casino in Maryland Heights today and play. And just to narrow it down and simplify it a little bit, we'll be at Sammy's Beach Bar and Grill, named after the Red Rocker at Harrah's Casinos, for the post-bout after party next weekend after the All-Stars take on Bleeding Heartland. You can get your tickets right now at archrivalrollergirls.com. Back underway with action with Art of Mischief here against Enya Nightmare of the M80s. And Enya Nightmare trying to get something around turn two. No, she will not be your lead. No pass, no penalty called against Enya Nightmare, so this one's still wide open.
There's really no question that the Stunt Devils have been hurt this evening. by the fact that they've just not gotten much production from Artem Mischief. No real shot at her. It's just been one of those nights for her. The blockers have really had her number. And that is a natural grand slam for Enya Nightmare. But Artem Mischief's lack of production this evening has been a really big difference in this bout. And she makes it free for the first time. And we'll go on her scoring pass. And it looks like we've got no lead jammers. This will go the full 2 minutes, Grand Poobah.
Well, continuing on in this jam, this kind of helps out the M80s now as the clock is in their favor now with 12 minutes left to go in regulation. And just as we saw the Stunt Devils start to post points at a premium here, well, the clock now becomes a factor when every jam's going to go the full expiration of the 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is what the M80s are fine with. They don't really care. As long as the time's going off the clock, they're quite happy. They've got the big lead. Time is on their side. And the blockers are doing a good job of holding things back right now as Artem Mischief's able to put 3 points on the board for the Stunt Devils.
So as time winds down in this jam, under 5 seconds left to go in it, it looks like it'll be a stalemate here, and Enya Nightmare will see. Oh, it's going to be an official call off here, as the officials will blow this play dead. And it looks like a penalty is going to be assessed here, Dave. And as your lead jammer, it's going to be a South City Shiner.
So the M80s are down again as the jam position, as the Stunt Devils have yet another lead jam. They're looking to finish strong with a limited amount of time on the clock. The M80s just want to avoid the big mistake.
And she gets 4 points. She will call off the jam. So a quick strike there by South City Shiner. Getting a 4-pointer there. That's good clock management there.
Well, Grand Poobah, it really is a tale of the clock right now. The M80s know it. The Stunt Devils have put on monumental second half effort to try to cut into the lead, to try to do something with this one. And this looks to possibly be the last jam of the night.
Yep.
The last jam of the 2012 regular season for the arch rival Roller Girls. You can cheer if you want. It's okay, folks. You can make some noise.
So here we go with Mighty Mighty Boston for the Stunt Devils trying to get lead. Black Market Baby looks like she will get the lead, and this will add up to a sealed deal here for the M80s. Black Market Baby now is just going to try to wind the clock down.
And let's make some noise for the soon-to-be champions of the 2012 regular season. The ladies in red, the M80s.
And there we go, a call up for the jam, and your M80s are gonna be your 2012 victors and first place champions of the arch rival Roller Girls with the 188-139 victory. As both squads come on out, and we'll get our official trophy presentation here in just a little bit. Fans, don't forget that we will have ourselves some skaters by the merchandise table who will be more than happy to sign autographs as we see the M80s taking the championship roll around the rink. Your 2012 champions. And I tell you what, this team did an awful lot here in a short amount of time here in 2012. And here comes the runner-up Stunt Devils. Make some noise for the ladies in purple. They made this one an interesting bout here tonight. This was a hard matchup here at Chaiftez Arena. They will finish the season with a record of 4-1 and runner-ups for the second year straight for the arch rival Roller Girls. A fantastic night out here at Chaiftez Arena. First off, we would like to present to the Stunt Devils the second place trophy. And as we say, Thank you very much to all the folks here at Chaiftez Arena. Time now for our trophy presentation. And so at this time, we would like to present the runner-up trophy. Will the co-captains of the Stunt Devils, Jessica Steele, Mighty Mighty Boston, your second place trophy here tonight. For the arch rival Roller Girls, give it up for the Stunt Devils. Congratulations. This is going to take me a while to get this. This is pretty heavy here, Gorilla. Can you help me out, my friend? All right. It's been a while since this team's held championship gold. But tonight here at Chaiftez Arena, the dream has come alive. Congratulations to the M80s, your 2012 champions of the arch rival Roller Girls. Congratulations, ladies. Congratulations to all four squads for making this a special night here at Chaiftez Arena. Fans, don't forget, you can stop by the merchandise table. We'll have skaters from all the squads join up at the merchandise area in just a little bit. Plus, don't forget, the post-bout after party will take place at the Firebird on Olive Boulevard immediately following tonight's bout. You see the smiling faces of the M80s, your 2012 champions for the arch rival Roller Girls, on a night and a day that was christened Arch Rival Roller Girls Day in the city of St. Louis. Fans, we thank you so much for coming out here tonight to the Chaiftez Arena and spending a special night with us. We thank you very much for your continued support and cooperation and your dedication of flat track roller derby here in the city of St. Louis. Once again, your final score, 188 to 139. The M80s, your champions for 2012. If you want to find out more information on the Arch Rival Roller Girls, you can either go to their Facebook page or you can join us at archrivalrollergirls.com. Fans, thank you so much for joining us here at Chaiftez Arena for the Arch Rival Roller Girls 2012 Championships.